This is Stacy, a real estate agent in Dane County, and she invested $700 in YouTube ads and made back over $11,250 in less than 3 months since working with GetListings.com. Stacy, welcome.
Hi. Thanks for
So,
having me.
can you tell us a little bit about your numbers since you started working with us? How much you invested in ads
Sure.
and how many leads you got, listing appointments, closings, and how much you made back?
Yes, absolutely. So, everything happened really fast, probably from like my first day or two and running ads. I had gotten a lead right away, called the lead back and ended up getting that listing right from the very beginning. So within 3 days, I had a listing appointment and a contract signed, which was pretty incredible. And that was like, wow, see, it made me take a step back. Like, this is really working for me and they're quality leads because I've done a lot of other lead generations and most of the leads aren't quality. So, I knew that we were doing something right. And so far, I have invested like $700 in Google Ads, and then my commissions for that first listing was over 11,000. So I've had about 13 leads. Took a little break over Christmas, so we didn't run the ads like we were running them, but now we're amping them back up, and I've seen like five, six leads, I guess, in the last week or so. So I've been working on following up with them, and I think it's just important, like getting your foot in the door. And sometimes phone calls don't make it happen. It's like talking to the person, being like, it's beneficial to you for me to come on the property and see your property in person. And I think once they have that face-to-face contact, they feel comfortable around you, that's where it kind of gets the ball rolling and things. So yeah, so I've been on three other listing appointments. People were just kind of getting their homes ready or just in the process of thinking about selling. So I'm hoping to like keep following up with them so that I can be that agent on the top of their mind when they do list.
So have you done the math in terms of like, your return on investment when it comes to like how much you invested on the ads and how much you got back?
I haven't done the numbers on return investments, but just looking at my numbers so far, I mean, it's a no-brainer what I was investing in other lead sources and what I was getting back compared to what I've been seeing so far. If I can keep up this growth, I'm seeing a huge return of investments compared to what I'm putting in.
So can you tell us a little bit about like what you were doing before? You said like you were doing a lot of like lead gen companies or lead gen systems. Like what were those systems that you tried prior to this?
Yep, I've tried a little bit of everything. Like I've done the postcard mailings, sent out different kind of mailings. I've done the Realtor.com, Sold.com, like Z buyer things, and I just felt like some of those leads people weren't necessarily ready, or they were like old leads that they were giving me, and so I was following and chasing things where people just weren't interested, or they were already working with other agents. They were just kind of going online and searching things. But so far, every lead that I have gotten off Get Listings, they've been like ready to list. Like they are going to be listing here soon. And I think that's what like grabs their attention because what we're saying is something that they're interested and they need because they're getting ready to sell. So all that information that they're receiving from us is putting it to what they're doing right now. So, and it just kind of puts us at the top of our mind and makes them like, we look very professional. We are professional and they trust us right from the beginning. So
So like just for people that have like no idea like, what you did to get that actual, closing and those leads, like what do you feel like is the biggest thing that you've done when it comes to like attracting those leads in the first place that is making you get those higher quality leads? Like is it the videos? Is it what you say?
yep.
Is it like maybe like that just the entire system, or is there like specific things that you feel is making you attract better quality leads?
I think it's the entire system. My team has been awesome and like leading me in the right direction and like the right things to say and how to say it. And then it's putting the video together. So it's you too, because you're becoming more personable. They feel comfortable around you. They trust you already. And trust is a huge thing when someone is looking for someone to sell their house. It's reaching homeowners. So there are people that are already homeowners. You're reaching out to them. They're not going to click on your ad unless they're like interested or they're thinking about selling. They're like, wow, like I wonder what this guide has to say. So it's already grabbing their attention, and our guide has a bunch of like some really great tools I think that are very informative to people and kind of a layout of like things to do if you're getting ready to sell your home. So it's just really gaining that trust, and so yeah, I think it's the whole system as a whole. But I was guided in the right direction. It's something that I could never have done on my own if I tried.
So how long did it take you to like get that actual first closing? Like, was it the first lead you got?
It was the very first lead I got. Yep. It was within like gosh, I probably got the lead within 24 hours of us going live on the ads on YouTube. And then I got the appointment within 3 days. I was out in their house and signing documents. So
Crazy. So,
it was
from the moment you received the lead, like, do you know how long it took you to like actually call them? Like, I know some agents, that come to us, they want more leads, they want more listings. They get the lead, but then they're kind of like frozen. They're not sure what to say, and then sometimes it takes them like a couple hours to just like get in the right mindset to actually make the call. But for you, like, how long did it take you to actually call the first lead?
That's how I usually am. I'm usually a little bit timid and like think about it too much before I call, but I just called the sleep like right away. As soon as I got it, I called them right away. And when they were like thinking about the process and when, their mind was still on it and the ad was still fresh in their mind, they had just gotten the guide. I called them right away just to see how they received the guide, if they had any feedback for me. And then I started to snowball the conversation if they were thinking about selling. And so, yeah, I think definitely right away because I've definitely waited a couple hours or the next day and it hasn't panned out. So the quicker the better.
Yeah. Did you notice that, that lead, maybe when you first started, talking with that lead, had maybe like their guard up because they didn't know you? Or did you feel like they were like relatively open to having a conversation with you, even though they didn't know you before, and potentially talking about selling their house with you?
I think in comparison to other like lead systems that I've had, them seeing me on the screen and then hearing my voice and it's all familiar to them, that they felt more comfortable with me. So I felt like this lead in particular and the other leads I spoke to were definitely more open with me other than other leads where maybe you're just hung up on because they're getting called by other realtors or, they don't know you personally. So it sounds like sometimes it can come across like I never want to come across spammy, I guess. So that was my biggest thing is finding like a generation tool where it was personalized to me and I'm doing them a favor. I'm helping them out. And so I'm just following up and making sure that they received all the information if they had any questions and then snowballing the conversation into about if they're selling their house.
And so you met like 3 days after. Did they give you any sort of like, resistance? Did you have like some objections you needed to handle on the, during the listing presentation, or were they like just right away like, sign me up, like I want to go on a contract, like on the market with you?
Yeah, it happened pretty quick. But there was some objections. Like they had talked to other realtors in the past. I think they had tried for sale by owner their house in the past
Mhm.
and they sold it and it didn't work out. So they were a little hesitant because of the commissions and things like that were concerned. So we discussed the commissions and like what I could offer them and why it was beneficial to them and how when their house goes on the market, my marketing is going to get out to so many people that they would not necessarily reach. And we're actually going to be selling their house for a good amount more than what they were for sale by owning it, just for where the market's at right now. So I think that was something that was like, okay, let's do it. And then I offered to, help them with other services of getting their house ready and things like that. So to really make what I'm doing seem beneficial to them. And so we were working together to sell their house and
Awesome.
then sign the papers. It was good
So
to go.
so what is the update on that listing?
We were waiting. She is like downsizing. She is gonna nomad it and like buy an RV. So we're having to like sell everything in the house. And so we're really just working on getting the house in like the pristine condition so we can sell for top dollar. And then right now in Wisconsin, it's really, really cold. So we're kind of waiting for that, like not spring market, but for it to like warm up a little bit. So I think right now I'm seeing the market go up a little bit. It's end of January. So we're planning on listing here within the next couple of weeks and hopefully we can get an accepted offer right away for her.
Nice. And so tell me about like what you needed to do on your end for that to happen. And so like how many videos did you have to record? How long were your videos? Did you use AI to make some of your videos? I know some of our agents do, some don't. Like
Yep.
what was that process for you to like get the ads up and running?
The process was so easy and my mentor like guided me in the right direction and just gave me the scripts was awesome. I tried to videotape them, record them myself. It just was like for me, I couldn't think of the words. It just took me longer. So I did end up using HeyGen and it made my process so simple, so easy. I literally took me like minutes to create and then my team helped me upload them and get them ready for the YouTube ads. And I would say, gosh, 50 seconds to maybe a minute long is what they came out to be, but I didn't have to do anything. I just had to create my AI avatar and then type in my script and it was created pretty much for me. So easy. I couldn't ask for anything easier. It's something that I never have done on my own.
So awesome. So all your ads basically are made by AI basically. It's like an
Yeah.
AI avatar of you, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
That's insane. And so, do you remember, by the way, how you find out about us in the first place? I think you, like, I was looking back through our CRM, like, to see kind of like your journey with us.
Yeah.
And I think, like, the very first time you encountered our stuff was like through our live training. And then I think you went to like our 3 day event, Get Listings Live. Can you tell
Yep.
us more about like your journey? Like, how did you find out
I
about
think
us?
I
Like,
on YouTube. I think it probably was watching YouTube late at night, and I think that it was an ad that popped up that I clicked on. And I was like, wow, I feel like this really resonates with me, and something that because I've been trying to do stuff like that, just like this on my own, and figuring out how I can start my YouTube channel. How do I reach more people? How do I make my social media presence, greater than what it is? And then I saw this, and I'm like, it just hit home. And then I like went to the first Zoom meeting, and I was like, wow, yes, I think this is it. And then I kind of sat on it, and I'm like, I'm doing it.
that's
And I'm
dope.
glad I did. I'm glad I found Get Listings. It's been awesome.
You probably had some doubts, didn't you, about like, hey, like, should I do this? Should I join? Should I not? Since like you've had maybe like, so-so experiences with lead gen companies in the past, did you?
Yep. And because I just felt like, do I want to spend more money into lead gen? What if it doesn't work? Then I'm out this money, kind of feeling the same way I was with the other lead generations. Like, wow, I'm investing this much. What am I getting back out of it? How many leads am I turning over? But I just felt like there was something about it that I think this is going to work, and you guys have all the tools already set up. And so I wasn't alone. I had a whole team behind me that's helping me guide and like super responsive if I have any questions, helping me with the videos. And the first videos that I put out, there was a whole team helping edit them and kind of like lead that way. And then you're not left by yourself, then you're not just done. So that's why I went with the full program and just to kind of really guide so I can learn because they're giving me tools that I can carry with me now for longevity of my career. So it was very important to me. So I also in education. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, the biggest thing as well is like that a lot of our agents love is that you also own all that system, right? Like all the ads, the campaigns. Now you have your AI avatar that you can use for multiple things. We don't gatekeep anything, like you actually own it. And so like it doesn't matter if you change team, you change brokerages, or like you change market, you can like just duplicate the exact same system everywhere that you go, right? So what would you say to like an agent that's maybe considering working with getlistings.com, like wondering if like they should actually go and do it, but maybe like they're on the fence?
I think that it's an investment in yourself, and that's what I wasn't getting from any other lead generation sources was I was paying some other company but it wasn't an investment in myself. So they are the tools that I can carry with me, maybe not only with real estate, but through other things. But they're giving me all the education tools and videos, and I'm like learning, how to do it myself. I'm not paying you guys to do it for me. I really am like learning to do it myself. And it is connecting. I think that's like it's huge with like sellers and buyers is to like really feel like personalized and they feel comfortable around me. And so it's authentic, and which I think is very important. That's been a huge thing with me too. I never wanted to like be spammy and cold call people. So I feel like this is very authentic. And so I think that it's been a great investment and I haven't looked back since. And I'm like, I keep saying over and over to my team, like, I'm so glad I found you guys.
So Stacy, like what would be like your number one piece of advice to someone that is looking to start lead generation, maybe YouTube ads, get into like AI to help them generate more leads, but maybe they're completely new to this? Or like what would you say to the agent joining our program and starting working with us? Like what would be like, your number one piece of advice you would have for them?
I think it would be to like lean on your team. I think go for it, but have that team behind you that's gonna like teach you the right steps on how to do it. Because I think like doing it on your own could become very confusing. And there's so much more to behind the scenes of like putting out an ad than just making a video and putting it out there. And as I was like watching the videos and trying to do the steps myself and just so I could learn and then have my team check and make sure I did it right, I was like, wow, there's just so much more that I would never have realized on my own. I think it's definitely like a huge to have like a great team and like a mentor system behind you. And that's was very important to me.